A very good evening to you all. You're joining us on Prime TV News. I'm Dilani Jaitilaka. Let's have a look at the headlines first. President instructs to strengthen environment programs. 50 million rupees from the Prime Minister for a government parliamentarian to develop the village. Charges filed against Anura Senanayake. Muslims take to the streets against terrorists. Theresa May to step down as Prime Minister on June 7th. Now for news in detail. President Maithripala Sirisena has instructed the Central Environment Authority to further strengthen all programs operative on behalf of environment conservation. He issued these instructions at a progress review meeting of the authority held today. The President said that an Environment Week should be declared parallel to the World Environment Day that falls on the 5th of next month. The progress review meeting of the Central Environment Authority was held this morning under the auspices of the President at the auditorium of the authority. The President supervised the progress and future plans of the programs implemented so far by the Central Environment Authority. Among the facts mentioned by the President was the completion of the environment pilot projects, sans any delay, and also increasing the number of environment pilots at the school level. President Maithripala Sirisena emphasized the importance of increasing the participation in environment conservation, safety and management with the involvement of the stakeholders, including the school children. The progress on the implementation of programs and important decisions taken on the ban imposed on polythene, the ban on hooting horns of vehicles with loud noises and strengthening of environment police was reviewed at this meeting. The President also made queries with respect to the progress made to the solution found to the Gohagoda garbage dump in Katugastota, which was a critical environment issue in the Kandy city. Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe has given instructions to immediately issue 50 million rupees to a government group parliamentarian for the implementation of rural development projects. Premier Wickremesinghe has given instructions to release these funds with effect from next Monday for the resumption of upgrading rural roads and infrastructure. In addition, the granting of new Samurdhi entitlements to 600,000 families is scheduled to commence in Ampara on the 30th of this month. Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe has also given instructions to immediately launch a program to normalize the acuities of the country after the actions of the 52-day Rajapaksa administration and the Easter attacks. Accordingly, he has advised all sectors to immediately resume programs such as Gamperaliya and the Enterprise Sri Lanka. Minister Akila Viraj Karyavasam has instructed the education authorities not to hinder the children and parents, claiming it is being done for school security. It has been revealed that certain groups are collecting funds for the purchase of transparent school bags and security equipment, claiming it is for security reasons. It was thereafter the Education Minister has drawn his attention to this matter. The Education Ministry has appealed to the public to intimate information about such groups and persons on contact number 1988. Meanwhile, the Education Minister has summoned a report over an incident of harassing students of the Mavanalla Mayurapada Vidyalaya who had brought non-transparent school bags. Zonal Education Director Madhavi Velgedara said that the Mavanalla Zonal Education Office has launched an inquiry into this incident. In the meantime, the Education Ministry has informed principals to organize a suitable program to cover up the syllabus that was lost following the closure of schools due to the security situation in the country. A special missive has been directed to school heads containing recommendations on how they should mediate in matters that surface in relation to school activities. At the same time, the Ministry Additional Secretary R.M. Ratnayake has said that the term examinations should not be cancelled for any reason. Non-Cabinet Minister Harsha De Silva has said that children who did not display any interest in education are now showing a keen enthusiasm due to the Smart Classroom program. The minister made this reference joining in an inspection of the Smart Classroom project operative at the Kotte Sri Jayawardhanapura Vidyalaya. Non-Cabinet Minister Ajit P. Pereira also joined in the occasion. The Smart Classroom project was unveiled, paving the way for the children to receive education easily and through modern methods. It was first inaugurated in the island at this school. It is hoped to expand the project based on its progress. Minister Ajit P. Pereira said that special attention is being drawn to the application of information technology to improve education in schools. Action is being taken to strengthen the education of the children by providing computers and tabs to the schools. Action is being taken to provide the necessary data connection to the schools.
Smart classroom
Minister Harsha De Silva said that smart classrooms not meant that it is only a tab. The entire book is included in the tab. These are included in the form of videos. The children can do their analysis through these tabs. Teaching is being done in a new way to the children. Children who had not written a word in the book display an interest in this work. The Attorney General has moved court against former senior DIG Anura Senanayake for concealing information on the murder of slain Ragarite Wasim Tajuddin. Charges against the former senior DIG have been filed under Section 198 of the Penal Code at the High Court. Mr. Tajuddin was said to have been killed in a motor accident at Narahinpita on May 17, 2012. However, a magisterial inquest revealed that the Ragarite had been murdered. Court had then issued orders to apprehend the suspects believed to have been implicated in the incident. Senior DIG Senanayake, former Narahinpita Police Crimes OIC Sumit Champika and former Colombo Chief Judicial Medical Officer Professor Ananda Samarasekara had been named as suspects but were subsequently released on bail. However, the Attorney General filed charges against the former senior DIG alone. Muslims in Sri Lanka take to the streets against ISIS terrorists and the National Tawhid Jamaat organization. The Muslim community that gathered in their mosques on behalf of all those who died in the Easter Sunday attacks and who sustained injuries engaged in religious observances. It was followed by a peaceful protest opposite the Periyamulla Mosque in Negombo and opposite the mosque located at the Periyamulla Junction on the Colombo Road. The protesters chanted that the entire Muslim community is opposed to the ISIS terrorists and the National Tawhid Jamaat organization. Muhammad Ramit, president of the Negombo Grand Mosque, said that they strongly condemn the ISIS and the National Tawhid organization. He said that the Muslims have no connection to these outfits. Their religion does not support killings. As such, they were staging a peaceful demonstration against them. Bodu Balasena General Secretary Venerable Galagodatte Gnanasara Thera, who was released under a presidential pardon, has called on President Maithripala Sirisena along with his mother. The mother of the Venerable Galagodatte Gnanasara Thera, along with the Thera, met the President at the President's official residence at Mahagamasekara Mawatha last night. The mother of the Venerable Thera expressed her gratitude to the President for releasing Gnanasara Thera, granting a presidential pardon. Thereafter, the President had a cordial discussion with the Venerable Gnanasara Thera and his mother. Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe has held a special discussion with foreign ambassadors and high commissioners in Sri Lanka. The discussion was held at Temple Trees. Progress on the current security situation of the country and the progress of investigations on the Easter Sunday attacks were briefed to the diplomats. It was underscored at this discussion that the law will be strictly enforced on those who attempted to moot communal clashes utilizing this incident. Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe pointed out that civilian life has returned to normality while maximum security provisions are in place. The ambassadors and the high commissioners made a request from the Prime Minister to take action to withdraw the travel ban imposed in Sri Lanka in such a background. Minister Sagala Ratnayaka has said that government has drawn its attention to regulate the madrasa schools. The minister further said that the government is dedicated on behalf of ensuring the security of the future of all children. The minister made these observances after undertaking a visit to inspect the constructions at the Pitabadara Dudley Senanayaka Central College in Deniyaya. A progress review was also undertaken on these activities. Minister Sagala Ratnayaka said that there is an improvement in the situation of children attending the schools. The security forces are making an untiring effort to provide security to the schools. Also, the parents did their best to protect the schools. He said that they would have to continue this process. The minister revealed that the Prime Minister submitted a memorandum to the Cabinet for the regulation of the madrasa schools. It is revealed that 2 foreign groups have been identified as those that unleashed a series of cyber attacks on state and non-governmental organization websites in Sri Lanka. Chief Executive Officer of the Sri Lanka Computer Emergency Response Team, Lal Dias, mentioned that it has come to light that there are 2 foreign teams behind the cyber attacks unleashed on the 18th and 19th of this month. These attacks had impacted around 55 websites, and among those affected were the websites of Kuwaiti and Chinese embassies, as well as the university websites. Normality has returned to about 99% of the websites concerned. The Sri Lanka Computer Emergency Response Team mentioned that it has no opportunity to secure information on the related websites via the cyber attack. A special program is in place to safeguard the website of government institutions, and action has been initiated to introduce several security software under this program. A woman has been killed and 20 other individuals injured in motor accidents that happened in 2 areas. A bus that was plying towards Nathandia along the Maravila Udubadava road had collided head-on with a 3-wheeler. A woman who was travelling in the 3-wheeler sustained critical injuries and died after being admitted to the Maravila hospital. The victim was 62 years of age and a resident of the colony Atungahakotua area. Meanwhile, a bus had crashed onto a container that was parked by the side of the road in the Galahitiya area in Godakavala along the Ratnapura Ambilipitiya main road. 20 passengers travelling in the bus sustained injuries. A group that was returning home after attending a wedding faced this accident. Among the injured were 11 women and 3 children. They were admitted to the Godakavala and Kahavatta hospitals. The Department of Meteorology has forecast that showers or thunder showers will occur at times in western, Sabaragamuwa, central and southern provinces. The Met Department forecasts showers or thunder showers at several places elsewhere, particularly in after 2 p.m. Fairly heavy falls of about 100 mm can be expected at some places in western, Sabaragamuwa, central, southern and Uva provinces. There may be temporary localized strong winds during thunder showers. The public are called upon to take adequate precautionary measures to minimize damages caused by lightning activity. Meanwhile, lightning has struck a house in the Kiripedda area in Karandeniya, inflicting damages to its electricity wiring and electrical appliances. It is reported that damages had been caused to electrical appliances in 5 nearby houses. In the meantime, strong winds experienced in the Tamankaduwa, Athumalpitiya, Bendiweva and Samudragama villages in the Polonnaruwa district had damaged 11 houses. It is reported that ice had fallen along with the rain that followed the winds. Fallen trees in the area had blocked many roads. The Polonnaruwa district secretariat and the disaster management unit had taken action to grant relief on behalf of the damaged houses. Up next is Biz News. Production and sales of tea, Sri Lanka's main export crop, are looking favourable this year despite suicide bombings in April and bad weather. The Sri Lanka Tea Board said the tea industry was the least affected by the ethnic issues. Transportation takes place and auctions are going on as usual. The board said that they did not cancel a single auction. It said that they got security for cases like such, and so far no disruptions were seen, referring to the Colombo auction and the overall functioning of both regional plantation companies and private factories and small farmers. The tea board added that recent curfews and other security measures in the hunt for the bombers had not impacted the industry like it had in other industries like retail. That's all we have for you today. Prime News returns tomorrow. And in the meantime, make www.itnnews.lk your go-to source for the very latest in news at home and overseas. Have a pleasant weekend. Good night.